Just picked it up from the powder coating place. I don't want it powder coating because there's still too much rust. You see, you can't get rid of all of it, and almost immediately it's rusting again. So if they just powder coat over that, you're not going to fix the problem. So I've got to make sure that I use the acid on this. I've got a couple of repairs to do as well. Just going to bend that back up here, weld it back up, and weld that back up where I got a little bit too exuberant with the punch, the chisel going through, punch through it. So yeah, a couple of repairs to do. But anyway, it's back. So I'm going to put some Chlorx on it, which is this stuff. Because apparently salt can remain crystallized in there and normal washing won't get it out, and this stuff can remove it. So let's give it a go. Bad. That's a bit of chisel damage. Ah, look at that.
Let me pause it here.
You would not believe the amount of sand and crap that has come out of this. But it's been washed with the Chlorx to remove the salt that's ingrained in the pores of it. So now I've got to dry it properly, and then we can put the acid on. Something really satisfying about drying metal. It's just nice, isn't it? Relaxing. I'm going to dry this. I'll be back in a minute when it's... Let's just get a pull.
Quite a pull. Yeah, look at that. Oh yeah. Chase it.
Oh man, good. Right, I'm going to do this because it's fun. So she's completely dry now. And very hot. Nice and dried out. I mean, there's a fair bit of pitting, but it's not rotten. That's probably like the best bit. Now that's hot, still hot. Yeah, so now it's been desalted. I guess I can put the acid on it. Now it's had a thorough coating with the phosphoric acid. And I will put some more on if it needs it, but this takes an age to dry out. So yeah, that's that on. Stinks. Quite nice though. Stinks nice. I'll come back tomorrow, there'll be nothing left. It's not that bad. So with the handbrakes on these, this little aluminium piece breaks off and lets the water in, and they don't go grey after that. Luckily they're not expensive to replace, and aftermarket ones are available. So that's what I've got, 2 of those. They nearly, well, all 4 of the ones I've undone I've sheared in the back plate, and they are because it's just aluminium and steel don't go together, do they? They hate each other, so they always snap off. They're very short, so I need to get some more of those and try not to damage the ABS sensor because they are like super expensive. So I've stripped this down now. Just going to put some acid on it. I'll just give it a quick clean up with all the loose stuff. I'm going to put some acid on now, like the frame, which has now gone a nice sort of grey colour. So I'm going to put that on here. Now this acid has been on for about 4 days. I think this is the 5th day, and you can see that it has started lifting off the last little layers of crap. It looks like remnants of paint, but obviously there is no paint left on this. It's completely stripped. Yeah, so it's got everything off. It's looking better, and I need to give it a good clean up now and get this top layer off. I mean, it'll probably come off quite easily with a wire brush, so I don't think I'm going to need to work too hard on it. It's really flaking off already, so it's nicely dried and done and finished, and I will have to apply a little bit more acid in some little places, but yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. To apply a little bit more acid in some of these little areas where there was a little bit of rust just starting to form again, so I've attacked it violently with the acid. There are times when you're doing a bit of chiseling out that you get a little bit too exuberant, so I've just taken these sharp edges down. That's in there, so it doesn't damage the new bushes. I mean, there's weld in there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So, well, it's penetrated through from this side. Bad. Not bad. This one. Oh, I've scored that one all the way down and then punched through the end. So I've got a bit of fixing to do there. I'll definitely have to take those sharp edges off that. Some rudimentary ways to get these bushes out. I've used a 18mm socket in there, a big washer, a big long threaded piece of 12mm, and then I've just pulled it through using that, well, so far, and then the rest of it's just come out quite easily the rest of the way. Old bush in this arm that I'm reusing. Easy. I'm going to do a similar thing with this one, although this has a steel insert in it, shell. It's got a little bit of play in that. This one I don't seem to be able to find a replacement bush for, but the movement in that is as it should be, I think. It's like a kind of spherical joint, but there's no movement in it that way, only in the angle that it's supposed to move at. So, as I can't find a bush for that, I'll leave that in. So let me try and tackle this thing. As I said to somebody that messaged me, I've left the ABS sensors in because they're super expensive, and to get that out on my used hubs where somebody snipped the cables off, I thought, well, I may as well just take them out. I had to batter them out from in there that way. So I can imagine replacing them I think the front one's about 130 quid or 160 quid each. So yeah, I'm just going to leave them. Obviously, of course, I've stood on the plug, or it's got damaged another way, but I'm just going to say I stood on it because, you know, clumsy. Anyway, right, I'm going to take this out. So this is one of those rubber bushes that didn't want to come out just by trying to pull the guts of it out. So I've run the drill down and round and through it. See if I can pull it through now. Now the insert's out. I can then get the little sawzall in there and just cut this, and that should just pop out then. As easy as that. With a bit of gentle persuasion, it's out. Well, I've painted it with the, I think I like the epoxy primer. So now it's black. And it's dripped all over the floor, it's dripped everywhere, I'm covered. Just spent 10 minutes cleaning myself up with thinners. So I'm high as a kite. I've been cleaning the diff also last night, but now I just want to get out of here because the fumes are pretty cool. I feel like I need to go and watch some daytime TV. I just remembered while I had a little bit of epoxy primer left that I'd best coat these two new rear upper arms, because if you remember there was a little bit of rust starting in where those bush mounts go. So bit of acid on, clean them up. Well, the stupid seals on the stupid crane. Let go. And it dropped the subframe. Not like immediately, obviously it was a slow drop. And dragged its ass on the floor, and yeah, so don't leave it suspended is the thing there. I don't think this support's strong enough to hang a subframe on. It was crying at the upper arms. But anyway, so it's mostly done. Just want to sort a few bits out where it's just scraped off the primer as it's slid onto the legs of the crane. Must have happened as a slow descent. But anyway, not to worry. Next time we'll be cleaning the threads out in all the nuts and stuff, and putting the new subframe bushes in. What I've got left to do, I've got clean up the drive shaft, finish cleaning up the diff, finish cleaning up the hubs, build the back brakes up, and that one over there. Put the new handbrake cables in. One more arm to clean up here, and then we can get the diff bushes in, and then we can get it all back together. But also, not forgetting, I want to clean up the bottom of the car, clean up the chassis, put some acid in there, get rid of the rust, and maybe change the brake pipes. Let's see how good they are. Don't know. So please come back and check out that video when it's out. Thanks for watching, guys.